Guys, I am going to go see Turnstile. I may not seem like it, but I am actually very excited. This will be like my 5th or 6th time seeing them. I'm pretty sure it's in the same place they do Sound and Fury every year in Expo Parks. I really hope that they have the turf there that they usually have for Sound and Fury, because the dust that kicks up when everyone's moshing really sucks. I'll take a punch to the face, whatever, but if I get a sinus infection, I will cry about it to you guys for 2 weeks straight. I'm always stoked to see Turnstile. I feel like they're just one of those bands that just has so much hype that every time you go see them, like being in the live show setting, it just gives you like no choice but to like love the music. Every video I've seen, it looks like every show's just been crazy, so I'm stoked to see how it goes. Yeah, funny enough, I actually did my first stage dive ever during a Turnstile show, like I don't even know, like 7, 8 years ago or something like that. Cue video of me doing it. I had no style, didn't know how to two-step, and today still have no style and I still don't know how to two-step. I'm excited for the openers too. I saw Speed, their first US performance at Sound and Fury. I think it was like 2022, and that was like one of the most violent sets I have ever witnessed in my entire life. Like the tension you could feel in the crowd before they started playing was insane. Like I had never felt anything like that, and yeah, so I'm excited to see them play again. Jane Remover, super sick. I've never seen or really listened to Emil and the Sniffers, but everything I've seen for them, they are sick, so I'm sure they will be super rad. I still gotta get ready. I don't know if I'm gonna wear this, but I do need to put on deodorant. Insanely rare for someone to hear going to a hardcore show. Bobby, do you want to come see Turnstile? What was that, Bobby? No? You said count me as a maybe for now.
Oh, thanks.
You won't get into heaven with that attitude. Everyone in the fucking field jump! Everybody jump!
They're yellow. They always.
Well, the checks
Yeah,
are
that's mustard now.
Alright guys, here is why Turnstile is ruining hardcore. Fully kidding, I actually had a lot of fun. Also filming this in my car on my lunch break, so please excuse the mess I have in my car. Skateboard. I think the sickest part about the show was just kind of seeing how genuinely excited everyone was to see them. Like, I knew this band had a lot of hype around it, but like seeing it in person and actually like feeling it was like really cool to be a part of. It felt like it was gonna like make people's like entire year just seeing them live. The energy was crazy. Everyone was like dancing and moshing the whole time. Obviously, it's not like a traditional like hardcore like dance pit. Obviously, there's like 13,000 people there. However, there were a lot more people like two-stepping and hardcore dancing than I expected. The dust was fierce, guys. It was insane. I made the terrible decision of wearing white Chuck 70s to the show. That gotta be one of the dumbest decisions I've made in my life, and I've made a lot of dumb decisions. On a cartoon, when it's like they're fighting and it's just like a cloud of dust and all you see is like fists and legs and stuff, it looked like that. I was really hoping they had the turf from Sound and Fury like I previously mentioned. Did not though. $100 a ticket. I was like kind of hoping they could spare a little expense for us. It'd be like toxic positivity, but like flipping it to the bright side, it has become kind of like a meme in a way where it's like, oh, I survived like the Turnstile Dust Bowl in LA, and just like seeing TikToks about people just like covered in dust. Honestly, been super funny. Like, I feel like everyone just like got trauma bonded by like how gnarly just the cloud of dust was. Second song, when TLC was playing, this is like the first like fast song that they played, and like everyone was just like going crazy. There were some people who set off like smoke bombs. I don't know how they snuck that in. So there's like the smoke bombs, the dust, and then just like getting like pushed around, and I was just like choking on dust and smoke, and I was like, dude, I need to get out of here. Merch from all the bands look really sick. I personally was like not really down to wait like what looked like 2 hours in the merch line. The openers were sick. Jane Remover was great. I appreciate all the Fortnite samples. It's great to see some representation for my culture, you know, as a gamer. Speed was also sick. I could tell people were like pretty shook, like seeing people like hardcore dancing and like moshing like really hard. I hope that band gets like a creatine sponsor or makes like creatine merch. Like 100% buy that. Someone in that band is just buff. Like, that is just like, it would work so well in my opinion. Emil and the Sniffers was also sick. I think anyone in the band stood still for like a second. I was like more blown away how like stamina it would take to like do a performance like that. I don't think I saw any of them drink any water that whole time. I saw this band Turnstile. I think they're like an alt rock or like metal band, something like that. This is insane, guys. I completely forgot to talk about the set while I was filming in my car yesterday. So I am doing this in my office so I can actually talk about the whole point of the video, which was Turnstile's actual set. Super cool. It was like probably like hour 20 maybe-ish, but it's been cool to kind of see how the band has changed their like sets and stuff as they've gotten more resources. Like, I've seen them in a lot smaller venues, not trying to flex on y'all, but it's been cool to see kind of what they can do now that they're playing like shows of this scale. I think crowd participation is like a huge part of hardcore, and obviously playing a show where there's a barrier and there's like thousands and thousands of people, it's a little bit harder, and there's like safety issues and stuff like that. Totally makes sense, but I still feel like they did a really good job of like getting the fans involved in one way or another. The like cameras and screens to kind of like highlight the fans and just kind of like get them involved that way was pretty sick. First time seeing them with their new guitarist Meg Mills, which she also plays in a band called Big Cheese, which I've been a big fan of for years. Has to be like one of the toughest names for a band ever. The set list was really sick too. I'm not gonna be like old head mode, unk mode, and be like, oh, they should have played more songs off Pressure to Succeed. They didn't play any songs off Pressure to Succeed. I understand they are promoting a new album and they have a lot of songs. They did play songs off of every other album though. Like, their discography makes for like pretty good set lists where you can have like peaks and valleys and all that stuff, where it's not just like in your face like the whole time, where there's parts that are slower and like they drop down like a disco ball and like everyone's dancing and having a good time. And they'll play 7 and to keep it moving, and then everyone's punching each other in the face. Top 3 favorite songs from the set list in no particular order because I'm bad at that. Real Thing, super sick. That's really not like one of my favorite songs that they have, but hearing it live is just always so good. Like, I always forget how hard it goes live. 7 and Keep It Moving. No, that is not technically one song, but I will count it as one song. Then they finish with Birds, and again, like, not one of my favorite songs, but like seeing it live, like, I always forget that Turnstile is just a band that sounds so much better live than they do on the recordings. And Birds live was so sick, and like everyone like chanting the words and just like the chorus, everyone's just like jumping and moshing. That was so fun. For me personally, I feel like whenever Turnstile puts out a new album, once I go see them live, then I always have like a newfound appreciation for their songs. Every single album they've like come out with, I'm just like, oh man, like I don't really hear it. Then I go see it live, and then I'm like, oh, that's really sick. There's a bunch of bands I can name like that. I feel like Ingrown was one of those bands for me. Show Me the Body for sure. I ran into a bunch of people who are like, hey, I like follow you or like seen your videos before. That was so sick. What's up, guys? If you're watching that, I freaking love you guys. It was an honor to share the dance floor with you guys. If you have seen them or you're gonna go see them on this tour or whatever, let me know what you're thinking. Let me know how your experience was. Straight up, I'll tell you guys, like, I am pretty biased. Like, I've liked the band for a very long time, and like there is like definitely some kind of like sentimental like connection for me to be like one of the first modern hardcore bands that I really got into. All I have to say about the set, back to Lonely Car Lunch. Circling back, was it worth it? Totally see for people if this is like their first time seeing Turnstile or like first time going to a hardcore show or whatever and like experiencing that type of energy, probably assume that they would think it's worth it. You know, it seemed like everyone was just so stoked. No one left disappointed. $100 is a lot of money. I do not feel comfortable like persuading anyone to like go spend $100, you know, and ultimately you do not need to go spend $100 to go like fully experience hardcore. I think that Turnstile did a good job of putting on a show and like delivering. I had a great time. It was really fun, and like Turnstile getting like a lot bigger audience. Like, I just hope that it just gets people stoked on hardcore, all the ideas and stuff behind hardcore, because like this stuff was like seriously life-changing for me. I'm sure for a lot of you guys it was even more life-changing, but I hope it is for more people, you know. Yeah, those are all my thoughts on it, or not all my thoughts, because this video would be like 2 hours long. Thank you for joining me on going to the show and surviving it with me. I make a bunch of other videos that aren't just me going to a show, so check them out. Thanks guys, peace. Oh shit, I'm still filming.